Your cat chooses to sit near you, not on you. Here's why. You know that moment when your cat walks into the room, you open your arms expecting a cuddle, and they sit down exactly 2 feet away from you? Well, here's what I'm about to reveal. That specific distance your cat chooses isn't random at all. In fact, it's one of the most profound displays of trust in the animal kingdom, and understanding it will completely transform how you see your relationship with your cat. Stay with me, because what scientists have discovered about this behavior is absolutely fascinating. If you enjoy fascinating insights like this and want to see more, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. The pattern you've been noticing. Let me paint a picture you'll recognize immediately. You're sitting on the couch, scrolling through your phone, maybe watching TV. Your cat enters the room, and your heart does that little flutter it always does. You pat your lap. You make that encouraging sound. You're basically rolling out the red carpet. And what does your cat do? They walk right past you, circle once, twice, and then sit down on the armrest, or on the coffee table, or on that specific spot on the floor that happens to be exactly arm's length away from you. Close enough that you could reach them if you tried. Far enough that you can't touch them without making an effort. And here's the thing. This isn't your imagination. This isn't you being paranoid or taking things personally. This is a documented, scientifically observed pattern that researchers have been studying for years. According to behavioral studies conducted at major veterinary universities, approximately 68% of domestic cats consistently choose proximity over direct contact with their human companions. That's more than 2/3 of cats exhibiting this exact same behavior you've been noticing. But here's what you need to hear right now before we go any further. This is not rejection. I'm going to say it again because it's important. Your cat sitting near you instead of on you is not a sign of indifference, not a sign they don't love you, and absolutely not a sign you've done something wrong. In fact, and this is going to surprise you, it's often the complete opposite. Think about the patterns you've observed. Maybe your cat follows you from room to room but maintains that bubble of space. Maybe they sleep on your bed every single night, but down by your feet instead of curled up against your chest. Maybe they're in the same room as you constantly, but never quite where you expect them to be. Maybe they sit on the arm of your chair while you're working, watching you with those slow, contemplative blinks, but the moment you reach out, they lean just slightly away. Does any of this sound familiar? Drop a comment and tell me which scenario matches your cat, because I read and respond to every single one, and I'm genuinely curious about the patterns you're seeing. The paradox that scientists couldn't ignore. Here's where it gets really interesting. Cats are walking contradictions, and researchers have been trying to figure them out for decades. On one hand, they're incredibly social creatures. They've chosen to live with us for thousands of years. They vocalize specifically to communicate with humans in ways they don't with other cats. They've evolved an entire repertoire of behaviors designed specifically for interacting with us. But on the other hand, they're descended from solitary hunters. Their wild ancestors, the African wildcats, were predominantly lone operators. They didn't hunt in packs. They didn't sleep in piles. They maintained territories and operated independently. And that DNA, that evolutionary blueprint, is still very much active in your domestic cat. So what happens when you cross a social creature with a solitary hunter? You get what behavioral scientists call selective socialization. And it's absolutely fascinating. Your cat has essentially developed a hybrid approach to relationships. They want to be near you. They choose to be in your presence. But they're also managing something else at the same time, something most people never think about. A groundbreaking study from the University of Lincoln in the United Kingdom examined something called comfortable social distance in domestic cats. The researchers discovered that cats have individual comfort zones, just like humans do, but theirs are governed by a completely different set of rules. These zones aren't just about personal space in the way we think about it. They're about something much more sophisticated. What that distance actually means. Here's the revelation that changes everything. The distance your cat maintains from you is actually a calculated decision. It's not random. It's not arbitrary. Every single time your cat chooses where to sit relative to you, they're making an active choice based on multiple factors that are running through their mind simultaneously. And that choice, it's actually a declaration. Think about it this way. When your cat could be anywhere in your entire home, in any room, on any surface, hiding in any closet or under any bed, they choose to be in your orbit. Not by accident, not because there's nowhere else to go, but because they actively selected proximity to you over all other available options. That's not indifference. That's the opposite of indifference. But why exactly that distance? Why not 10 inches away? Why not 5 feet away? Why does your cat seem to have this invisible measuring tape that determines the perfect spot? The answer is in something you probably never even realized exists, something that's happening between you and your cat right at this very moment. And here's what's going to surprise you. That specific distance your cat chooses, it reveals exactly how much they trust you, and the answer has everything to do with something that's occurring right now between the two of you, something invisible that you've probably never noticed, but that your cat is monitoring every single second of every single day. Your cat's secret superpower. So we've established that your cat's chosen distance isn't random. But now comes the part that's going to blow your mind. That space between you and your cat? It's not empty. It's not just air. It's filled with information that your cat is reading constantly, like they're scanning an invisible data stream that you don't even know exists. Let me introduce you to something extraordinary, your cat's sensory radar system. And I'm not talking about some mystical sixth sense here. I'm talking about documented, measurable scientific capabilities that put human perception to absolute shame. The radar you never knew existed. Your cat has whiskers. Obviously, you knew that. But did you know that those whiskers, technically called vibrissae, are so sensitive they can detect changes in air currents up to 30 centimeters away? That's almost 12 inches. Your cat can literally feel you breathing from across the room. But it gets better. Research from the UC Davis School of Veterinary Medicine revealed something remarkable about feline auditory perception. Your cat can hear your heartbeat from several feet away. They can detect the rhythm, notice when it speeds up, notice when it slows down. They're essentially reading your cardiovascular system without ever touching you. And their vision? Cats have a visual field of approximately 200 degrees with peripheral vision specifically designed to detect movement. So when your cat is sitting on that armrest seemingly ignoring you, they're actually tracking every single move you make without even turning their head. Now put all of this together. Your cat sitting 2 feet away can feel the air moving as you breathe, hear your heart beating, see you in their peripheral vision, and smell the pheromones you're releasing. They're running a full diagnostic scan on you continuously, gathering more information about your physical and emotional state than you're consciously aware of yourself. And here's the beautiful part. They're doing all of this without overwhelming their senses. Why close is actually perfect. When your cat sits on your lap, they're experiencing sensory overload, your body heat, your scent concentrated, the sound of your breathing and heartbeat amplified, the vibrations of your movements. For some cats, especially more sensitive ones, this is too much information all at once. But that spot 2 feet away, that's the sweet spot. That's where they can gather all the information they need without the sensory system going into overdrive. Think of it like this. Imagine you love someone deeply, but you prefer sitting next to them in the movie theater rather than sitting on their lap for 2 hours. It doesn't mean you love them less. Your cat is doing exactly the same thing. A comprehensive behavioral study published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior found that cats maintaining consistent proximity, what researchers called satellite positioning, showed the same attachment behaviors and stress hormone levels as cats that preferred direct contact. In other words, near you is their version of on you. And here's something crucial. Some cats demonstrate affection by maintaining proximity without direct contact due to sensory sensitivity. This isn't a flaw. This isn't them being distant or cold. This is them managing their sophisticated sensory system while choosing to be close to you. The security distance. But there's another layer to this. That distance they maintain, it's also their security buffer. Cats are simultaneously predator and prey. In the wild, their ancestors had to be ready to run or fight at a moment's notice. And while your domestic cat isn't worried about being attacked in your living room, those instincts don't just disappear. When your cat maintains that space, they're preserving their escape route. Not because they think they need to escape from you, but because having that option available is what allows them to relax in the first place. It's a paradox. The distance is what creates the trust. Studies show that cats with clear exit routes and personal space demonstrate lower stress levels overall. They're calmer, more confident, and actually more social because they never feel trapped. Reading you from a distance. Here's where it gets really interesting. Your cat's chosen distance changes based on your emotional state, and they're reading signals you don't even know you're sending. A study from Kyoto University in Japan examined how cats respond to human stress hormones. The researchers discovered that cats can detect changes in cortisol and oxytocin levels through scent alone. When you're stressed, your cat knows. When you're relaxed, your cat knows. And they adjust their behavior accordingly. Have you ever noticed that when you're upset or anxious, your cat might come closer than usual but still won't sit on you? They're monitoring you. They've detected that something is different, and they're maintaining proximity to keep tabs on the situation. Conversely, when you're completely relaxed, some cats will actually increase their distance slightly. Why? Because they've assessed that you're fine, and they can afford to relax their vigilance a bit. Comment below and tell me, have you noticed your cat's distance changing based on your mood? I respond to every comment because this stuff absolutely fascinates me. The map only they can see. So here's what's really happening when your cat positions themselves near you. They're navigating an invisible map of optimal positioning that takes into account sensory input levels, security and escape routes, thermal comfort, your emotional state, their current mood, and the trust level they've established with you. Every single time they choose where to sit, they're running through all of these variables and finding the perfect spot. And that spot? It's usually close to you, in your orbit, in your presence. Because here's the truth. Proximity is the language cats speak. Not lap sitting, not cuddling, not constant physical contact. Proximity. Choosing to be near you when they could be anywhere else. But here's where everything I've just told you gets even more fascinating. Because this behavior isn't fixed, it changes following a specific, predictable pattern that researchers have only recently figured out. There are specific moments when your cat chooses to break that distance rule, when they actually do climb into your lap, when they do press against you. And when those moments happen, they're revealing something about your relationship that goes deeper than anything we've talked about so far. Because there's a moment when your cat makes a choice that means they're not just trusting you, they're trusting you with something else entirely. The moment everything changes. All right, let's talk about those magical moments. Because yes, your cat does sit on your lap sometimes. Maybe not as often as you'd like, maybe not for as long as you'd hope, but it happens. And when it does, something profound is occurring that most people completely miss. I want you to think back to the last time your cat actually climbed onto your lap. Can you remember the circumstances? What time of day was it? What were you doing? What had just happened before that moment? Because here's what researchers have discovered. When your cat chooses your lap over their preferred distance, they're not doing it randomly. There's always a reason, and that reason tells you everything about what they're feeling in that exact moment. The pattern behind the choice. Let me share the most common scenarios, and I guarantee you're going to recognize at least one of these. First, you just got home after being gone for hours. You walk in the door, set down your bags, sit on the couch, and within minutes, your cat is in your lap. This isn't about warmth, this isn't about comfort, this is reconnection. Your cat missed your presence and they're re-establishing the bond through direct contact. Second, there's a thunderstorm outside, or construction noise next door, or fireworks going off in the distance. Suddenly, the cat who normally maintains that 2-foot buffer is pressed against you. This is your cat seeking security. When their environment feels unpredictable or threatening, they're choosing you as their safe zone. Third, you're sick. You've got the flu, you're laid up in bed, and your cat who usually sleeps at your feet is curled up on your chest. This is what behaviorists call caretaking behavior. And yes, cats absolutely do this. They detect that something is wrong with you, and they respond by increasing proximity and contact. Fourth, it's a weekend morning or a quiet evening. Nothing dramatic is happening. You're just relaxed, maybe reading or watching something, and your cat decides this is lap time. This is your cat in a state of complete security, choosing vulnerability because everything in their environment tells them it's safe to do so. A fascinating study from Oregon State University examined what they called attachment behavior in domestic cats. The researchers found that cats display secure attachment to their owners in remarkably similar ways to how dogs and even human children do. And one of the key indicators? Seeking physical contact during moments of stress or reunion. But here's what's crucial to understand. Every single one of these lap-sitting moments represents your cat making an active decision to be vulnerable. The vulnerability factor. Let me explain what I mean by vulnerability, because this is where it gets emotional. When a cat sits on your lap, they are shutting down every single survival instinct they possess. Think about what we discussed in the previous section. Cats are constantly monitoring their environment, maintaining escape routes, managing sensory input. When they climb onto your lap and settle in, they're saying, "I'm turning all of that off right now. I'm trusting you completely." Behavioral research has shown that cats sitting on their owners' laps display some remarkable physiological changes. Their heart rate decreases. Their breathing slows and deepens. They enter what's called a parasympathetic state, essentially the opposite of fight or flight. They're so relaxed that their body is literally shutting down stress responses. And then there's the purring, that deep, resonant purr that you can feel vibrating through their entire body. Studies have shown that cat purrs range from 25 to 150 hertz, frequencies that have been proven to promote healing in bones and tissues. When your cat is purring in your lap, they're not just content. They're in a state of such complete security that their body is literally healing itself. This is profound. This is a predator animal, and creature whose ancestors survived by being constantly alert, completely letting their guard down. And they're doing it with you. But here's what I need you to understand, and this is really important. If your cat rarely or never does this, it doesn't mean there's a problem. The personality factor. Let's dismantle some guilt right now, because I know what some of you are thinking. My cat never sits on my lap. Does that mean they don't love me? Does that mean I've done something wrong? No, absolutely not. Here's the data. Only about 30 to 40% of domestic cats are what researchers call lap cats by natural temperament. That means the majority of cats, even cats in loving, secure homes with attentive owners, simply don't prefer lap sitting as their primary mode of showing affection. And this comes down to several factors that have nothing to do with you. First, genetics. Some cat breeds and individual cats are simply more inclined toward physical contact than others. A ragdoll or a Maine Coon might be genetically predisposed to enjoy prolonged physical contact. A more independent breed or a cat with a particular genetic makeup might not be, and that's completely normal. Second, early experiences. Cats that were handled frequently and gently as kittens, especially during the critical socialization period between 2 and 7 weeks of age, are more likely to seek physical contact as adults. But if your cat didn't have those experiences, it doesn't mean they're damaged or less capable of love. It just means they express it differently. Third, individual body temperature regulation. Some cats run warmer than others. A cat with a naturally higher body temperature might find direct, prolonged contact uncomfortable simply because they overheat. It's not personal, it's physiology. And fourth, energy levels and age. Kittens and young cats are often too energetic for prolonged lap time. Senior cats might seek it more as they slow down. A cat's preference for physical contact can actually change throughout their lifetime. Tell me in the comments, is your cat a lap cat or a proximity cat? And has that changed over the years? I'm genuinely curious about your experiences, and I read every single comment. The active choice. But here's what ties all of this together. And this is the part that should make you feel incredible whether your cat is a lap sitter or not. When your cat chooses your lap, they're making an active decision. They're assessing you, your body temperature, your movement level, your emotional state, your scent. They're assessing themselves, their current need for security versus autonomy, their energy level, their comfort level. And they're assessing the environment. Is it quiet enough, safe enough, calm enough for them to be that vulnerable? And when all of those variables align, when everything checks out, they make the choice. They jump up. They circle once, twice, 3 times, they knead your leg with their paws, an instinctive behavior left over from kittenhood, and then they settle in. That's not automatic, that's not mindless. That's a conscious decision to trust you with their complete vulnerability in that moment. And if your cat makes that choice once a month, once a week, or once a day, every single time it happens, it means the same thing. In that moment, you are their safe place. But here's what changes everything. And this is what most cat owners get completely wrong. There's a way to influence this choice, not by forcing it, not by manipulating it, but by working with your cat's natural instincts in a way that researchers have proven actually works. There are 3 specific behaviors that can transform your cat's willingness to seek proximity and contact with you. And the first one? Most people are doing exactly the opposite, and it's pushing their cats further away without them even realizing it. The 3 principles that change everything. So we've covered why your cat chooses distance, what they're monitoring from that distance, and what it means when they break that pattern. Now comes the part you've been waiting for. How to actually strengthen that bond and increase those moments of closeness without forcing anything or making your cat uncomfortable. Because here's the thing, you can't make a cat love you. You can't force trust. But you can create the conditions where trust naturally develops. And researchers have identified 3 specific principles that consistently lead to cats seeking more proximity and contact with their humans. Principle 1, the power of the invitation. Here's what most people do wrong. They see their cat, they want affection, so they go get the cat. They walk over, pick them up, bring them to the couch, put them on their lap. And what does the cat do? They tolerate it for maybe 30 seconds, then they leave. But here's what actually happened. You just took away your cat's agency. You made a choice for them. And cats, more than almost any other domestic animal, are deeply invested in making their own choices. The University of Sussex conducted a study on this exact behavior. They tracked how long cats stayed in contact with their owners based on who initiated the interaction. The results were striking. When owners approached and initiated contact, cats stayed an average of 2 to 3 minutes. But when cats approached on their own, cats stayed an average of 6 to 10 minutes. That's 3 times longer. So here's the principle. Never seek your cat. Always invite them. What does that look like? You sit down, you get comfortable, you extend your hand, palm down, about 6 inches away. This is cat language for, I'm available if you're interested. Then you wait. You don't call them, you don't make kissy noises, you just exist. Available but not demanding. Your cat, on their own timeline, will make the decision. And when they do approach because they chose to, the quality of that interaction is completely different. They're relaxed, they're willing, they stay longer. This single change, letting your cat come to you instead of going to them, can transform your relationship. Because every time your cat makes the choice and it results in a positive experience, you're building trust. Try it for a week and tell me in the comments what happens. Principle 2, understanding the cycles. Your cat doesn't want the same thing all day long. Most people interact with their cats based on when they, the human, want interaction, not when the cat is actually receptive to it. Cats operate on energy cycles that typically run about 2 to 3 hours. They have periods of high energy where they want to play, hunt, engage, and they have periods of low energy where they want to rest, observe, and sometimes seek gentle proximity. You cannot force a high-energy cat into a cuddle session, but if you understand the cycles, you can work with them. After your cat has a meal, their energy naturally dips. After a good play session, they enter a calm state. These are your windows. And here's what's beautiful about respecting these cycles. Your cat starts to anticipate them. They begin to associate certain times of day with positive, calm interaction with you. It becomes part of their routine. And cats love routine. Principle 3, create multiple proximity options. Here's a game changer. Your cat might want to be near you, but your lap isn't the only option. And for many cats, it's not even the preferred option. So give them choices. Put a cat bed on the table next to where you work. Place a cushion on the arm of your reading chair. Set up a perch near your favorite spot on the couch. Research on environmental enrichment and feline social behavior found that cats in homes with varied resting spots near their owners showed 40% more social engagement than cats with limited options. Why? Because you're removing the pressure. Your cat doesn't have to choose between on your lap or completely away from you. There's a whole spectrum available. What often happens is beautiful. Cats start close but not too close. Then, over time, they migrate closer. The cat that started on the chair arm eventually moves to the couch next to you, but it happens on their timeline, through their choice. Understanding what the behaviors actually mean. Let me clarify a few behaviors people constantly misinterpret. When your cat sits near you facing away, showing you their back, that's not rejection. In cat social structure, this is actually massive trust. They're saying, "I trust you to watch my back." It's a security behavior. When your cat is on your lap and you shift position and they immediately leave, movement disrupts their sense of security. It's not about you. It's about their instinct to stay aware of changes. When your cat's preference for closeness varies from day to day, that's completely normal and healthy. Cats need autonomy. That variation is a sign of a well-adjusted cat, not a problem. The truth that changes everything. So here's what I want you to take away from everything we've talked about. Your cat sitting near you, choosing your orbit, maintaining that specific distance, that is their lap. That is their version of intimacy. In the language of cats, presence equals love. They followed you into this room when they had the entire house available. They chose the spot near you when there were dozens of other comfortable places. They're monitoring you, staying aware of you, keeping you in their sensory field. That's not distance. That's connection in cat language. Those 3 principles I shared, invitation instead of pursuit, respecting energy cycles, and creating proximity options, they're not tricks. They're simply you learning to communicate in a language your cat already speaks. And when you do that, when you meet them where they are, the relationship deepens naturally. You might not end up with a lap cat, but you'll end up with a cat who trusts you, who seeks your presence, who has chosen you as their person. And in the world of cats, that's everything. The final truth. So the next time your cat walks into the room, looks at you, and settles down on that spot 2 feet away, I want you to smile. Because in that moment, you're not being rejected, you're being chosen. In the most authentic, most feline, most honest way possible. Your cat is saying, "This is my safe distance. This is where I can be fully myself and fully aware and fully connected to you all at the same time. This is perfect." And you know what? They're right. It is perfect. If you found this helpful and you want more insights into understanding your cat's behavior, make sure to subscribe to the channel. There's so much more to explore about these incredible animals. Thanks for watching, and give your cat a slow blink from me.